everybody, welcome back to the internet's best reactions. Today we are talking about the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. Of course, around Silverstone, once again, another lovely back-to-back race, and we were treated to an absolute barnstormer. I'm not having anything less than a solid 8 out of 10 for this race. Let's get into your reactions. Let's begin at the very beginning. The start of the race, and we all know exactly what meme and what person we're going to be speaking about. Sebastian Vettel. At Kieran_Shaker. Vettel spins on his own. Sebastian, I want you to do well so much in your final season at Ferrari. Who knows what the future holds? We all think you might be going to Aston Martin, but right now you're still in Ferrari. I want you to do well. Your teammate's doing pretty well, and you spun on your own out of turn 1. People are being very forgiving. Of course, he's going through a tough time at the moment at Ferrari, but it wasn't great, was it? It wasn't a particularly good spin where it was just off the curb and getting a bit tight on turn 1. Very sad indeed. And at Tomer_, another day, another spin. Yalla. It is pure pain. How do you feel, Sebastian Vettel fans, right now? Because I can imagine it's pretty dire. Now, going into the race, we were all extremely excited for one man and one man only. Nico Hülkenberg. Obviously, he couldn't race last weekend because of some issues with his car, but this weekend pops it in P3 and we all go absolutely wild. All of our wildest imaginations are potentially coming true until he gets a terrible start on lap 1 and already loses a position to Max Verstappen on the hards, which, to be fair, was probably very crucial to Max winning that race, was getting past that racing point. And then it was just a bit, it was there or thereabouts, P4, chilling, and then they pitted at the end of the race. He must have had a problem with one of his tyres or delamination or something to pit and go on softs, because that lost him a position to Albon. At F1 Fans Online, F1 fans praying. Well, there's a lot of praying actually going on for several drivers. Praying for this alternate strategy from Albon to work. Very early pit stop from Alex Albon after having a relatively meh qualifying once again. I mean, he's improved, don't get me wrong, but still obviously quite a bit off Max Verstappen, and then he was caught up in that massive train. But very good race from Alex Albon, it has to be said, considering the position he started. It's no wonder boy, he's not going to be challenging Max Verstappen anytime soon, but some of his moves were just a little bit outrageous. They were almost kind of Kevin Magnussen last week-esque, but he pulled them off. Like, we just rode on board with him and we just saw Kimi Räikkönen on the track. He was pretty much off the track going towards Copse Corner and then just swoops around the outside. A couple of times on a few different drivers. He's wanting to prove his point, which is fair enough. Go, Alex. At F1 Adam 8, lap 7, and people are already stopping for new tyres. That's when we knew, at the very least, we're having some strategy in this race and it's going to be a little bit exciting, but my God, did it get better. 2-stop strategies, that's all we need, Formula 1. Just make it happen. Make the tyres like they were just then, with Mercedes having issues, Red Bull not. It just throws so many spanners in the works, because I don't think it was as bad as the sort of early 2010 era when the Pirellis fell off after 2 laps, but it was good enough to allow teams to be scratching their heads going into the race weekend. First stint, and Verstappen was looking very tasty indeed on those hard tyres, staying with the Mercedes in the first kind of part of that stint, and then closing in. And then, at JWills40 points out, Verstappen in Hamilton's DRS. What a team radio that was from Max Verstappen, by the way. That is why I love this man in the sport. Some people may dislike him because of his attitude, but that attitude also translates to a vigorous racer, and that's what we like to see. He's like, no team, I will not squander this opportunity to try and attack the Mercedes. At Mario_Oggs, Vettel and Räikkönen driving close to each other, which is not something we really want to see. It's a nice reminiscing post, but Vettel and Räikkönen should not have been on the same tarmac because the Alpha's terrible and the Ferrari is not great, but a lot better than the Alpha. But because he spun, they were reminiscing the good old days. At SNM_Jaswal, every fresh set of tyres after 5 laps. It was true. I want that every weekend. Do you? Let us know in the comment section below. Did you enjoy that kind of strategy where we physically saw blistering on the tyres of both the Mercedes at the very least? I loved it. At the Bagado, Mercedes pit wall after seeing the Sky Sports crew arrive in their vintage outfits. And they didn't win again. So clearly there is some trend going on here. If you dress up in the paddock, Mercedes don't win. A team needs to get onto that. Max Verstappen, on his amazing strategy, obviously overcuts both the Mercedes, comes out on the mediums, and then the team radio again. I just love hearing this sort of stuff. At Fife F1, Max Verstappen, just gonna send it. So when the team was basically saying, push as hard as you like, I'm pretty sure he only stayed on those tyres for a handful of laps before he came back in again for hards, which was the perfect strategy. And again, 2-stop strategies. Yes. Now, it wasn't all positivity and happiness because Daniel Ricciardo had a little moment, didn't he? At key_the_21st, everyone, when Ricciardo spun, we were all quite sad. I was quite sad to see it. Danny Rick had an amazing weekend last weekend. I actually love the fact that some of the teams, just from week to week at the same track, their performance varies a lot more than I think any of us really realised. Obviously, track conditions change and all that sort of stuff, but I wasn't expecting Danny Rick to be as far back as he was. So once Verstappen and Bottas had pits at the front, Hamilton stayed out, which was very intriguing. At the Lone Sculler, trying to figure out Ham's strategy. I was sat there going, yes, he's going to go to the end. Then I thought, maybe he's just going to go on to another set of mediums. Maybe he'll push to the softs. That would have been a terrible strategy call, so I'm glad I'm not on the pit wall. But either way, I genuinely thought Hamilton was going to stay out, which I think at that point gave me hope to potentially Hülkenberg getting a podium, although he was in P5 and Leclerc. Can we have a second to talk about Leclerc? Where the hell did he come from with his one-stop strategy? Don't you dare start going, are you just a fanboy? Just passionate. Oh God, that phrase. But Leclerc, great drive. You cannot say it wasn't. Martin Brundle in commentary mentioned about the tyre strategy and that Ross Brawn actually texted him to say that it was a good idea going on the softs. At Harry Anderson 21, Ross Brawn right now, we are. I think Ross Brawn is one of the best people to have at the head of the sport. He is changing it for the good and he knows what F1 fans need and love. He's been a team principal, but he's also in tune with the fans. Ross Brawn for president of F1. Is that what he is already?
Who has won Tweet of the Week?
Here we are, Tweet of the Week once again. There hasn't actually been any almost Tweet of the Weeks this week, but try harder and you might get almost Tweet of the Week or almost Tweet of the Week, but this is actually Tweet of the Week and it's from @RedTyrant11. You can't defeat me. The rest of the field. I know, but he can. I love this meme so much. It's so old, it's such a basic template, and maybe I'm just basic and boring. But either way, I love the fact you can just tweak it, change it to any situation, and it's still hilarious. Red Tyrant, you win Tweet of the Week. Tweet of the Week. There was a moment where Kevin Magnussen decided to just send himself off to Narnia at Stowe, and then, because Latifi was going up the inside, and then bang! At V2 Husker. Magnussen to Latifi on turn 15. Oh, I do see Latifi as a kind of quite innocent man as well. I'd like to see him do well. And I don't think, when I was looking at the sort of time intervals, he wasn't doing too bad compared to Russell, so give him some credit. Let's go back to Nico Hülkenberg. We all were hoping, praying, pleading for a bloody podium. But then he pits. At CCF1 channel, Hulk pits and comes back out in 7th. Nope. Nope. All right, I'm back. No worries, let me just get my phone. Not damaged this week. Lovely. Next one. Actually, this was good, actually. This was very good indeed. This gave me some arm hairs going up. At Helena Hates You, Mercedes free to race. Oh dearie dear, we thought it was going to get very spicy indeed, but it didn't because Hamilton was on fresh tyres and just swooped round and passed Bottas straight down Wellington Straight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and I think Bottas is going to be raging once again that he's come off second best in the strategy calls at Mercedes. We received another lovely team radio from Max Verstappen. I think it was shown on the last lap. I'm not sure whether he actually said it then. It's just brilliant how calm and composed Max Verstappen is in the car, although apart from when he goes wheel to wheel and can get a little bit aggressive. But either way, at Leah Bakev, Max at the Engineers, hydration is key. He's good banter, isn't he, Max? When he's happy, when he's in good form. And he was in very good form this week. Very good indeed. It's going to be a 10 out of 10, isn't it? You cannot fault his performance. My favourite Instagram post of the week was _Formula Meme, Pirelli wheels, Mercedes 1-2. Let's have Mercedes struggle every week, shall we? Did you know Verstappen is now second in the championship, 30 points behind Hamilton? Come on, Red Bull, give him a good car. Let's have a title fight that we did not expect between anyone other than Mercedes. Love it. Social media team championship time now. Let's do it. Who has got 3 points, 2 points and 1 point for the 70th anniversary Grand Prix? Let's get straight into it. In third position and scoring 1 point is BWT Racing Point Formula 1 team. Yeah, they didn't get full marks this week. Confirmed, Hulkenberg has officially made it further than last week. So emotional. Come on, you're happy that Nico's back. I want him to stay. I want him to, as much as I want Sergio to get better, be back for Spain, sure. But Hulk needs to be on the grid, pronto, 100%. In second position, I'm not sure what the points tally is right now, but I do remember that our editor needs to put another point on for McLaren last week. In second position, we have Alfa Romeo Racing All-In. I don't think I've actually said that this season. I'm not sure how many points they're on, maybe 0, but they're not anymore. 2 points this week. It's not what it looks like. It's actually the Iceman cooling the towel down. Anything with Kimi Räikkönen is a win from me. So there you go, 2 points. And finally, the winners of the Social Media Team Championship are Williams Racing. Now, I can't actually show you the full video because we'll probably get slammed for copyright, but we will show you a little screen grab. Careful, lads. These are the super secret upgrades. Make sure you don't drop. Definitely staged. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's on the Williams Racing social channels, but they basically just staged them dropping a very large box. But then you saw later on one of the guys just pick it up and walk off. Like it was very light. So 3 points. That's 1 point for BWT Racing Point Formula 1 team, 2 points for Alfa Romeo Racing All-In, and 3 points for Williams Racing.
And now it's time for Race Rundown with your host, Matthew Gallagher.
Race rundown time, here we go. First time, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The finishers of the 70th anniversary Grand Prix were Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, Albon, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Norris, Gasly, or shit. Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, Albon, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Norris, Kvyat, Gasly, Vettel, Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi. Not good enough. Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas. Verstappen, okay. Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, Albon, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Norris, Kvyat, Gasly, Vettel, Sainz, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Grosjean, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi. Yeah! That was actually like 4th attempt. And the non-finishers were Magnussen. Why did I just get a lisp then? Magnussen. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching the internet's best reactions to the 70th anniversary Grand Prix. We all miss seeing you at Silverstone this week and last week, but hopefully you'll be able to do something very soon. And if you want to get involved next time, use the hashtag WTF1 on social media, and we'll choose the very best ones to be featured next time, which is next week, back to back to back at Spain. See you there.